Hey y'all, well happy Monday. It's a windy one. Well, welcome back. So it's the 1st of February, so it's time to figure out what we can plant in our garden, and boy is it gonna get exciting this month. Plus we've got a lot of fun things going on, from the seedlings to the propagation station in the window, all the way out to some things in the garden. So we're gonna catch up with a lot of those things, and at the end we're gonna share with you what you can plant this month in February. Well, here is a little look at my seedling tray, and everything, well, lots of things are coming along pretty nicely. I don't still have a lot going on over here. I've got this one basil and a little bit of, like, there's an Italian basil I think that's coming up, and another one here. But it's time for me to now give these like a really low strength liquid fertilizer. So I'm just gonna have to move on, even though these haven't been come up for me yet. And another thing is that I did want to mention, I've been watering these from the bottom, and in the past week or so we've just been trying to consistently take them out every single day and get them some natural sun. So really happy with where they're at. This is my little window garden. I wanted to make some more mint, so I've got mint in here, and you can see that it's starting to get roots on it. And the sweet potato is just going awesome. She's got tons of roots and lots of beautiful slips coming from the side and from the very top right there. And these are just some green onions that we got a week or so ago, and my husband actually cut them shorter than I normally would, but their roots are looking great, and we've got a lot of green growth there. And the last thing is I picked up this basil because we needed some for a recipe, and you could get the already cut for $2.99, or you could get the plant for $2.99. And so we took it down to really nothing, and in like a week or so, just from watering the bottom here, it's bushed back out. So now I've got something that's going to keep going, and I'm going to move it into a better container, and then eventually I can get it out in the yard. This kale has got to be some of the prettiest kale I've ever seen, and you guys are probably catching on to something, is that I'm good at watching a lot of stuff grow, but I'm not always good about picking it and eating it. But that's a huge goal of mine this year, is to eat more instead of just looking at it. So I'm gonna get crazy on some smoothies, and I'm gonna start picking this regularly so it'll bush up, even though I want to transplant it. And then you'll see every week that I'm getting better and better at eating stuff. And this sprouting calabrese is just doing so awesome, and it's sad because I'm about to, you know, move everything in this bed. But we're definitely getting people to, we could cook up a small little batch of collard greens there, and all my little flowers are happy with that big nasturtia. So right now the flowers are kind of outpacing the weeds. Something cool about the strawberries is I noticed that in the last week or so, with all the wind that we've had, that none of these runners are blowing around anymore. So that's awesome, because that means that they've rooted. So now we have, you know, all these extra plants along with our original plant. And so now hopefully these will start working on growth instead of just working on getting roots. And these are all going to get covered up tonight because cold temps are coming. The flowers are looking happy, and we finally got some pea flowers coming out, so that means we're going to have some peas soon. And these are up to now like the 4th rung there, so that's exciting. These Brussels sprouts, I mean, they're about the size of a nickel. So I want to see if they're going to get any bigger. If not, I will eat nickel-sized Brussels sprouts. This is just going to be amazing here in another month or so. And back there in the back where the beans were, I've got a lot of new flowers coming in there. This is going to fill out and just be so pretty as we get into spring. Now you can see that I did come in and do a serious trimming on this mustard. If you follow me on Instagram, I actually got a queen size pillowcase full of mustard greens, and I just come in and I cut the biggest leaves. So like I would take this leaf, but I'd leave these leaves. So as long as I leave some leaves, then it just keeps on producing. This one in the warm temperatures is bolting now, but I've got like, I don't know, 3 or 4 plants in there and volunteers over there. Here's another volunteer too. And the cauliflower is bolting too. It's going to flower. Here's the pepper that I trimmed all up crazy. Here's some more beautiful Lacento kale. And I'm pretty proud of this chard that I planted from seed. I've got some seeds going in some containers over there, but they haven't come along quite yet. Love that kale. And then this is the green chard. Green romaine, and this beautiful thing has got to get a haircut this week. So this dill smells amazing, and I've been getting this as we cook, but I'm also going to get some and dry it because we use a lot of it. And I don't know if this is wind or if it got overwatered, but I did, or maybe it's the way my husband came in here and picked some the other day, but it'll come back. It's looking great. And the spinach is kind of coming along, but I'm just not ever seeing it get the big leaves that I wanted it to get. So I don't know, I might just have to pick it and see if it'll grow more. And that's a beet, a golden beet. So I'm loving this little pool, and I decided to put my composter here. And even though I thought it'd be a good idea to have it by the tree, but I like to keep things where I can see them, so I remember to do them. And I did get a setup going in here. So I've got 2 layers, well 3, because I'm using this dry layer here of leaves to keep the stuff underneath. That's some frozen zucchini in there. So that's a little dry. I should water that down. But a lot of the foodstuffs that are in there under this layer are frozen, so they're going to be melting here over the next couple of days. But there's my first layer, and I'm looking forward to getting some other people's trash to help me make compost faster. And I've got to show you my flowers. Oh look, little happy bee in there. But I'm just in love with this, and much like the food, I need to start using some of this stuff too. But it's so exciting because you can just see there's more and more flowers to come. So at the 1st of February, we see a return of many of our friends that we've had over the winter. The Swiss chard, beets, turnips, spinach. New to the list is blackberries, mustard, collard asparagus, lettuce, carrots, peas, artichokes, bok choy, onion, and potatoes. And I did see at Winco that they've got seed potatoes out front. So if you're looking for some of those, maybe go check those out. Now, as we come into February 15th, you can go and put out Armenian cucumbers, your regular cucumbers, cantaloupe, watermelon, your summer squashes, tomatillos, tomatoes, peppers, grapes, and corn. And as always, we want to thank growinginthegarden.com for this awesome calendar. So that's where we're going. Spring is kind of related to February 15th in Arizona, because all of these things, especially the tomatoes and peppers, are going to need time to get mature before it gets too warm for them to make flowers and to make tomatoes and peppers. So there you go, folks. I hope that you're ready to get planting, and just remember, hold off until after February 15th, because the next 3-4 nights we're supposed to get down into the 30s, so there's gonna be things that won't do so well with that. So wait till the 15th, and if you've got some things going on in the house, be sure that you're giving them some fertilizer so that they'll be good and strong for when we're ready to go out into the garden. So I hope you have the best day ever. I hope you stay warm the next couple nights, and thanks so much for checking in whenever you get a chance.